So my dad is a homophobic asshole and told me I can't buy any more gay books because I have to stop reading that shit and read real man stuff. So guess where we're at? We're about to buy every single gay book in this bitch. Hi, can you point me in the direction to the gayest books? Gay pirate romance? I think so. I think I'm in the right place. Yup. Oh, perfect. I think so. No. Isn't he gorgeous? Ew, gross. Ugh, I love lesbians. Ugh. Yes, bitch. I'm $90 less richer, but at least I'm gayer.
More weird things that happen in bookshops. People don't always agree with all the books that we have on display. So we have to do this. Run around whenever the store is between customers and make sure that people haven't taken books that they don't agree with and turn them around so that the back is facing the front instead of the cover.
Alright TikTok, you guys convinced me to take the dust jackets off. There's the new shelf, let's get started. So as you can see, I'm starting by taking all the books off, and after about 30 minutes, I'm done with that and we're on to the next step. A lot of you ask me where I'm going to keep all the dust jackets, so I actually have this bin from IKEA that's big enough to hold all of them. And then I'm going to take some cardstock and tabs and make tab dividers because I'm going to organize them by author last name in the bin. So now I'm just laying all of the letters out, and what you're going to see me do is take all of the dust jackets off and put them in the appropriate letter by last name. And then several hours later, it was like 2 a.m., so I was getting tired. But here you can see me paper clipping all of the authors together, and then when I'm done with that, it looks like this. I then took all 400 books back off the shelf and arranged them in stacks by color, and then I started the process of arranging the books on the shelf. I decided to go with like a vertical rainbow, so finally, this is the finished product. This entire process took me about 2 days to complete, but I am so obsessed with how it turned out. So let me know in the comments what you think, and I hope you like it as much as I do.
I started tabbing my book for the first time, but who failed to mention that it is absolutely addicting?
That is literally one of the reasons why I stopped tabbing.
Fake ass bitches.
To your weekly dose of manga recommendations. Do you like the concept of romance and battle royale? Well, consider reading Dick Fight Island. It's about the 7 warriors on this little island that have to fight using weapons. But there's a catch. They have to use their dicks to fight. And whoever finishes last wins.
So I know a lot of people follow me for my disturbing horror content, so here are the top 5 books I would consider to be the most disturbing books I've ever read. Coming in at number 5 is Tender as the Flesh by Augustina Bazterrica. This is about a dystopian society where humans are being bred as livestock. Phonetically detached, almost blunt way the author writes about some of the most disgusting imagery I've ever read in my life is honestly just bone-chilling. And what the fuck was that ending? I talk about this one a lot, but The Truth by Nick Cutter is about a biologically engineered parasite that renders its host voraciously hungry. This book has so much body horror and animal cruelty, I cannot think about the turtle scene for too long, or I will cry like a baby. In third place is Johnny Got His Gun by Dalton Trumbo. A lot of people consider this to be the quintessential anti-war book. I don't know about that, but it is fucking traumatizing. This book is written from the POV of an injured soldier during World War I. He lost all of his limbs in every single sense, save for the sense of touch. His brain, though, is very much alive, and he is a prisoner in his own body. I read this back in high school, and I remember I had to take the rest of the week off because I was just so fucking depressed. Next is The Girl Next Door by Jack Ketchum. This is based on the Sylvia Likens case, and it is just so gruesome and heartbreaking and just awful to read about all the horrible things that that poor girl went through. Honestly, though, I think the worst part is that the real-life case is way worse than what we read about in this book. People's capacity for cruelness and depravity is just beyond me. It's awful, just awful. I have to cover the book because if not, TikTok would take this video down, but the most disturbing book I have ever read in my life so far is The Slob by Aaron Beauregard. This is a splatterpunk horror, and it's different from other splatterpunks I've read in the past because we actually are made to care about our main character. She had the absolute worst childhood ever, and she still managed to be a successful, strong-willed woman. She's married and she's pregnant, and then she comes in contact with the slob, and this is the most disgusting, most violent book I've ever read, and it's even worse because we have a main character that we enjoy that is a good person that does not deserve the things that are happening to her. I don't recommend this book. Sure, this list is going to change soon. I'm in the middle of reading Exquisite Corpse by Poppy Z. Bright, American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis, and Invisible Monsters by Chuck Palahniuk, so I will keep you guys posted. I did want to give an honorable mention to The Painted Bird by Jerzy Kosinski. I DNF'd this at around page 60 because it was just too fucked up. But yeah, let me know which books you guys consider to be the most disturbing books you've ever read.
Hey guys, here are my book recommendations for this summer. First, Perks of Being a Wallflower. If you like the movie and you haven't read the book, you need to read the book right now. It's literally so good. It's also really short, so it's good if you want to get back into reading, and it just gives you like a new perspective on life. It is sad, but it's also so good. So I totally recommend that. And then Little Woman, if you're looking for a classic, this is just this is like a comfort book for me, I feel like. I read it last summer. Super good. Next, both of these books by Sally Rooney, Normal People and Conversations with Friends. Sally Rooney just writes her characters so beautifully, like you get attached to them super quickly, so it's really easy to get into these books. Especially if you haven't been reading recently, I totally recommend these because they're super easy to get into. Next, literally any young adult romance novels are perfect, specifically the Selection series. You get attached to these characters really quickly as well, and it's just a good, fun read. So yeah.
Here are 3 books that I can almost guarantee will disturb you, and if they don't, I don't play with demons. I'm Thinking of Ending Things. This book had me shook. It's very popular and rightfully so. We follow this couple going on a road trip to visit the boyfriend's parents' house, and the girlfriend's thinking about ending things. Go into it blind, but things get very dark super quickly. Insane. Things have gotten worse since we last spoke. This is a book that made me almost lose sleep. It follows these 2 women that engage in this BDSM relationship in 2000, so between emails and IMs, and has one of the most haunting endings I've ever read. This one will mess you up for sure. Tender as the Flesh. This is a dystopian look at what would happen if animal meat became poisonous and then humans were bred for consumption. This book goes there. It's very horrific and super bleak and a little bit concerning, given our present time. So brace yourself.
New Booktok tag, show me. A book you haven't seen on TikTok. 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 And a book you haven't seen on TikTok.
Being a teacher in a Wattpad story.
Ooh, we have a new student coming in. I think I'll assign her to sit next to the mysterious bad boy. Oh, I have both Raven and Xavier in my class this year. Those two hate each other so much. I'll assign them next to each other. It will be so good. They will fall in love, definitely. And I guess everybody else can just sit wherever they want to sit. Sounds good. And I feel like the football chalk is kind of falling behind in class. I know. I will make the nerd tutor him. It will be fabulous. Now for classwork. Let's see. I know. I will make them do one big group project together. And they have to partner up with whoever they're sitting next to. Oh, I love that idea. Perfect, perfect. And that group project will be the only work they have to do during the whole semester. Very good. I'm such a good teacher.
Hey there, bookworms. Are you tired reading about young, dumb 16-year-olds making bad decisions with magic swords, but you're not really ready to go on to the fiction shelf where all the protagonists are like 35-year-old divorcees who are trying to murder their husbands? Me neither. In that case, let me introduce you to a new adult. You may have heard of it already because the movement is gaining traction and my 25-year-old self is quite happy about that. As you can see from behind me, a lot of the books that I read are young adult, where a protagonist is usually ages 13 to 18, and they deal a lot with first love, family, self-identity, whereas new adult are books with protagonists ages 18 to 25-ish, and it will hold more adult themes like gray morality, sexuality, violence, mental health. You do have to be kind of careful because a lot of the new adult books that are being marketed these days are actually just romanticizing abuse, but you know, some of my personal recommendations include this one, absolutely this one, obviously this one, and of course this one.